You are listening to Miqesisht Elida, episode 10. Hello, dear friends. I'm glad to announce that once in 10 episodes, I will record one episode in English. Reason being that many of my not speaking Albanian friends have asked me to. So, in this episode, I will bring to you Åsa Jarskog, a Swedish dear friend of mine, through a Skype interview with her. Before I go directly to the interview, let me explain this choice to you. So, who is Åsa, and why do I think anyone could profit from getting to know her? Åsa Jarskog has an MBA from Lund University and École Supérieure de Commerce de Paris, and more than 25 years working experience within the business and the leadership development in more than 50 countries in the 5 continents. A skilled trainer and certified coach and a much demanded mentor, working with prominent leaders throughout the world. She is at the moment the CEO of Global Leadership for Sustainable Development and president of the Swedish Southern American Chamber of Commerce. Åsa has worked with prominent leaders such as Dalai Lama, Kofi Annan, Klaus Shwab, Nelson Mandela, and so many others. So, without further ado, here is the interview. Enjoy it. Hello, Åsa. Hi. Good morning again.
Hi. Good morning again. How are you?
I'm fine. It's good to have you. And I'm so thrilled to have the interview together. It's going to be in the audio.
Me too.
So we will just have pictures together, but this is going to be in audio, okay? And as I've already said in the interview, you're going to be in Albania on the 21st of September. And it's a workshop with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Tirana, right?
That's right.
Okay, Åsa, I'm telling people they are in for a treat. So there are 2 plans here why I'm saying that. One is because of your personal thing, and the other one is your professional thing, which cannot be divided, but I want to divide it for the sake of those that are going to listen. So as I've already mentioned in the intro for you, there are a lot of things here that people are really I think they should be very, very interested to come. But one thing that actually catches my eye, and in this podcast, all we talk about is about the workplace and how people can give their best when they work. And in your work experience, you have had this experience with prominent leaders such as Dalai Lama, Kofi Annan, Klaus Shwab, and Nelson Mandela, just to mention some. And because I know that we learn from these people, and we have learned by watching them in just different interviews, or who has been lucky to be in conferences with them, but you have worked with them. So if I would ask you, please, to just mention one lesson you've had from each of them that you want to share with.
Well, I think I have learned from all the people I have worked with, not only these famous people, because every leader who has gone through some things in their life and have managed to use that experience in order to develop themselves have something to share. And I think the trick is to listen to what they have to share. When it comes to these people, I think all the great leaders that I meet, they have one thing in common, and that has inspired me a lot. I think they are all very disciplined in keeping their physical and mental health through exercise, through the right kind of food, avoiding toxic food and drinks, through meditation also for their mental health, and recreation and love. And I think that has inspired me a lot as a leader, and that's something I want to share with other leaders, and I try to share with other leaders, that we need to be disciplined both when it comes to our temples, our bodies, and our minds.
Yeah, I see. So it's like, if is anything in particular to each of them. So I guess what you said, the last one, maybe it's for the Dalai Lama. But what happens, let's say, with Kofi Annan? I think they have all been so different in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kofi Annan, he came into an organization that was very, very built on hierarchy and bureaucratic, and a lot of politics was running around in that organization. The UN, I've worked 10 years for the UN, and I know it's a very, very bureaucratic organization, and that if you have power in that organization, it's very difficult to challenge people with power. And he really spent, I mean, I wish he had been given more time to change the values of the organization, because he turned it around and talked about what are our values. For instance, he was brave enough when there was a person who was very, very high up in the organization who was actually accused for sexual harassment, and they did the due diligence and they realized that this person had behaved he had not been in the balance of the organization. Kofi Annan just said, it doesn't matter how powerful you are, it's all about values, and the person had to go. And I think so he would see all the people in the organization through the same lens of values, whether they were cleaning, the floor, or they were actually very high up in the organization. So values is something that I bring with me in the values-based leadership. When it comes to Nelson Mandela, I mean, and we know that we do have a deal. It doesn't mean that I am stupid and gullible, but if I can actually develop my trust in people, I can make them, I will not lose time. And in organizations, if you want people to be innovative, you must trust them. You must allow them to make mistakes, because you're spending your time controlling them. They will never become innovative and they will never be happy.
Yeah, get it. And then when you're saying that by using your subconscious wisdom, you can reach goals in your business or in your organization, what do you mean?
What I mean is that we use our skills and our personalities and various tools as leaders, but sometimes we need to solve problems that we have never been in front of before. And we cannot solve new problems with old solutions. So we must find another source of wisdom. Do in the sessions is that I will help the people that come to the session to access that treasure of wisdom that we all have within us.
I see. Asa, you have had some experience in Albania, and you were leading one of the programs that I personally have profited a lot, and my business as well. And this was the program that you had prepared with SIDA. So you have actually a lot of friends and a lot of trainees that you had in Albania. So what would be your message for them? Why would they be part of this training as well? I mean, I know they'll love to, but I really want to see what is for them as a second step.
Oh, well, I think that's actually the low-hanging fruit, if I may say so, because people who have actually seen what I do, they usually come back if they have a chance. It's the people who don't know me that are more difficult to attract, but maybe they should ask the ones that I already trained. The people that I trained in Albania are great leaders, like yourself, Elida, like Alban Susi, and a number of other people. And when we did that training with SIDA, we focused a lot on the development of the organization and of the business. And we touched upon the fact that we need to develop as leaders in order to develop those organizations. But since it was a program that was financed by Swedish taxpayers, the time that we spent on individual personal leadership was very limited because the assignment was not in that way. So the reason why they should come back is because they want to develop further their leadership capacities, I would say.
Yeah. At the same time, you are the CEO of Global Leadership for Sustainable Development. And
yes.
In this quality, I've seen you in action when you were last time in Durrës, as we were together. Now, I know that the next upcoming meeting is in October. So what is happening there? And I think it's in Zanzibar. So this is, besides all this thrill of going there and just having this wonderful time with you, what's going on there? What's happening there?
Okay, so throughout the years, the 25 years I've been working with leadership training, I have actually been lucky to create a wonderful network of amazing leaders from all over the world, from Asia, Latin America, various countries in Africa and Eastern Europe. And they keep coming back and say, can we do something more? Can we do something more? So this will be our third global leadership expedition, as we call it. It's a 4-day course and it's very intensive. And what I try to do is we try to gather people from all over the world so that we have a very mixed group. So we will have Asians and Europeans and Africans in this group. We will start early in the morning with meditation and yoga on the beach because we're in a beautiful place. And we will work on the 3 things I mentioned to you that I think are key when it comes to effective leadership, and that is the values, the speed of trust, and the subconscious. It will be a very interactive course, and the same way it was in Durrës. And people will learn from each other. They will learn from me. I will learn from them, and most importantly, people will learn from themselves, and use the experiences from their own life in order to discover new parts of their own wisdom.
Yeah. Asa, from the time I know you, I have been really blessed. And you know this, I've told you this. And actually the first is, it's because you have a way of really demystifying strategy and leadership and making it real and making it practical and making it have a vision and at the same time have a day-to-day list of activities. And I think this is why people should come and listen to you and just follow you. But at the same time, they will be part of what I call Asa Land. So I know you laugh at this, but this is actually the networking that I think it's wonderful. And it's people like when they get to know you, they will see that they will get to another level of how they can best lead themselves, have a wonderful life, at the same time be more efficient in what they do. Is this really what is behind what you do in your life, or am I wrong somewhere?
Oh, nice. I like the way you put it. Thank you, Elida. The Asa Land. Well, I think a lot of people out there tend to complicate things that are quite simple, and they tend to start with the details. And I mean, I have my MBA. I have been working in various UN organizations, various companies. I met a lot of people from various countries. And I just think that if we make it more simple and start with a helicopter view before we go into the details, before we go into the to-do lists, then we have a greater understanding about what we really want to achieve. My life has given me many lessons and has helped me to develop my inner compass. And this is what I want to help other people to do, to discover their own inner compass, so that they can lead their life and work without, unnecessary transaction costs, unnecessary stress, unnecessary conflicts with others and with themselves, but rather live in harmony and feel that they're living their way in an authentic way. And it's amazing how much more efficient and effective you become, where you don't waste time thinking, what is this the right thing to do, when you have that straight highway to your inner compass. So that's what I want to help you build, that straight highway to your inner compass.
And Asa, I want to thank you on behalf of everyone that is listening. And I'm looking forward to you coming here and listen to you and just being there in the seminar. Thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you, Elida. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.